So a quick update on that situation. It's already like a month, 2 months, and still no communication. The hardest part for a man would be providing that assistance that the family needs and definitely not being appreciated. Since that situation took place, I've also noticed a lot of situations in the world. I did a little search online and found a video of a situation where you have a full-blown adult. So we're going to say this person's like in his early 20s. Is technically, in the nicest way possible I can say it, disrespecting their father. And obviously the father is trying to keep his composure, because I would presume this father did not grow up in that generation of getting disciplined by getting spanked or, getting disciplined physically. The most this father could do to his son is kind of yell back, but not to the point of let's fight, but rather like calm down, And then you have another family member, which I presume is the wife, who tells the father, you know what, just let him be. Grab your stuff, you can use the other restroom or something like that. And it got me thinking, because again, we're all children at one point or another, which became parents as well. And depending on what generation you grew up in is the type of parenting skill that you'll have. And remember, as we progress through this thing called life, parenting skills that we pick up are nothing short of the conditions of how we grew up. It's a template. It's a never-ending cycle. You got parents who would, in the 80s, 70s, and 60s, would discipline their child with a good spanking. And the child grew up to be very respectful towards elders. Never once raised their voice or something like that, right? Then you have the following generation that didn't get spanked as much, but got yelled at hardcore. And they somewhat grew up also to respect a little. And then the generation after that one didn't get spanked at all. Then that generation had children, and their children are yelling at the parents. That's where I guess we're at. So again, I'm saying, it doesn't matter how we raise our children, we're going to find ourselves in situations that just doesn't make sense. And in my case, because there's no communication, I would presume that the reason why I lost that battle with my child is because, or with my children actually, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I lost the battle with my children, all three. I lost my battle with them because social media took over. Social media was supposed to be a tool that we can use to utilize to its full potential to get us to where we wanted to at a quicker pace. Unfortunately, with the same concept of it being positive, the negative is that a lot of things get passed on also. So, yeah, I lost the battle to that because influencers, they gave them that title of influencers, so of course they're going to win. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm here to give you the best quality information that I can. And even though you can point a finger and say, look, how dare you give me advice of any sort, you don't even have your household in order. Well, that's precisely the point that the company's made, because Real Dad Deal is all about experience. And where I failed is I hope to give you the answers so that way you don't go through that. What could I have done differently? Well, I definitely could have focused a lot more on keeping their mind occupied with thoughts of progression. Meaning, if I keep you thinking that you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful, and you're going to be successful, chances are you're going to be successful. But instead, I gave them the opportunity, which we're all born with, of you're going to be successful, followed with free will. It's up to you what you want to do with the information that I'm giving you. It took me a minute, but I've sort of figured it out, which is if you apply yourself correctly and you set yourself some standards and put a little bit of discipline behind it, you can actually achieve all your hopes and dreams. But we're not here to talk about that portion. What we're here to talk about is today's topic is about parenting. So the fact that we're gonna do trial and error, hopefully somebody out there will listen to this and understand that, okay, if I apply this instead of that, now we know what happened in that route. So if you focus on your child by constantly providing them with all the tools and essentials they need to succeed in life, I don't see why they would fail. You see, for example, when we let our children to go to school, someone else is teaching them. As soon as they come back from school, as a parent, you're supposed to step in and be like, so, how was your day? Oh, fine, whatever. Okay, cool. Hey, I gotta go do the front yard. Let's go. Let's have a talk. Now, in a subconscious level, because they're spending time with you and you're doing house chores, well, they're gonna slowly pick up on that. They're gonna want to help without actually giving them a set, you have to do this. You see, if you explain to your child that you need to provide a service for your own tribe in order for this tribe to succeed, then you will accomplish a lot more instead of, hey, clean your room. Why? Because I said so. No, hey, clean your room. Why? Well, because if you square everything away and life doesn't go as planned, at least you have your room that's squared away. Simple as that. Plus, not to mention, it goes hand in hand with hygiene. Take care of your body, take care of your living quarters. Chances are you don't have a mess, you don't have anything negative coming into that situation. See, you're giving them the why. Now, when it comes to cooking time, invite them to come over. Like, hey, come on. I know you want to hang out in your room and jump online and whatnot. So, matter of fact, look it up for me. See, has anybody do this kind of meal? And explain how you're going to prep the meal in order for everybody to eat. Have them at a very early age, 6 years old probably, have them help you set the table. One thing I've learned through trial and error is that if you give a child a directive such as, hey, your job duty when we're going to eat is to set the table. When I say, hey, I'm going to prep some food, your job is to make sure that we square away our dining room. So when we sit down, we got all the cups, ice in the cups, soda, whatever, you name it. Whatever you're going to drink, you have everything squared away and everything is moving fluently. So that way, as a tribe, there's functionality. Everybody has a set, assigned assignment that they need to accomplish. Now, when you're done eating, because you're obviously leading your tribe, you want to set the good example. So you get up, you wash your plate, then, you set the rules straight. Hey, after we're done eating, we could either do it one or two ways. You can either select one of you to clean up after all of us, or if you want me to do it today, I'll do it today, and you're leading by example, but at the same time, nobody's really truly having to do anything forcefully. Everybody's doing their part and seeing there's a difference there. Once we establish that point, we can go ahead and move in the direction that we wanted to. So, parenting, is it easy? No. One thing I'm going to tell you fellas, now this portion here is for the gentlemen out in the world, is that I understand as men, we don't get that, hey, good job. Trust me when I say this, the greatest pain you'll ever feel And I'm not saying physically. This is going to damage you, gentlemen, hardcore. And we were never taught this portion of life. Imagine your heart being like the purest glass form you can find. It's going to get shattered when you're young. Some beautiful, nice young lady is going to break your heart. If it doesn't get broken at the early age, it'll get broken in your early relationship years. When it gets broken, you'll be part of the 5-year club, which my job here in this channel is to make sure you don't become part of that. We want to break that cycle. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is your heart's going to get broken. You're going to put it back together. And it's not going to look the same, but it's still going to retain its form of a heart shape and whatnot. The only difference is it's not going to retain anything inside of it because, yes, you can fill it up, but remember, it's cracked, it's broken. None of the pieces went back together like when you first got it. So you're going to be leaking out a lot of emotion. So you got to learn to control that emotion and operate with 0 to none. But love towards your children should always be unconditional, and you should never hold grudges. But remember, the pain you're going to feel when you get ignored by your child, the one you created, the one that you were there for when they were sick, when they were down and out, that you always try to raise them up, when people dropped them to the floor and made them feel less. That's the hardest pain that you'll have to carry. The part that they ignore you, they don't want to be part of you. They just, it is what it is. But trust me, fellas, that's why this channel and this company was created, so you can bring your thoughts to the table, and together we'll help you get through it. When I went through this, I didn't have no support. I stood by myself. So I'm a testament that through all of that pain and suffering, sweat, blood, and tears, here I am trying to assist others where I myself failed to accomplish a goal.